The desert wind tasted of dust and apprehension. Silas Blackwood took another sip of his coffee, a bitterness doing little to soothe the knot in his stomach. Across the street, Jedediah Stone emerged from the Silver Spur saloon, his shoulders slumped beneath the weight of the day. The arrest of Walker was a powder keg, and Silas felt certain Elara Thorne was holding the match. Walker's claim, that was the core of it. Silas suspected. Quartz, unique properties. Thorne wanted it. Everyone in Copper Canyon knew the whispers about the veins of shimmering stone embedded in the hillside. They said it could amplify something. Some claimed it could heal, others that it could grant power. Silas didn't put much stock in such notions, but Elara Thorne clearly did. He's been watching her for weeks now. The way she moved, the way she spoke, the way she seemed to orchestrate events from the carefully cultivated distance of her veranda. It was unsettling. Everything she touched seemed to curve into trouble. Hemlock's arrest hadn't eased the tension, only intensified it. Hemlock was a monster, yes, but who had hired him? Who had manipulated him into assaulting Silas and then framing Walker? The answer, Silas believed, lay with Thorne. He saw Keller approaching, his face a bruised landscape of grief and rage. Blackwood, Keller rasped, stopping before him. You saw it. You saw Thorne's men drag Walker away. I did, Silas said quietly. It wasn't right. She framed him, Blackwood. My boy, accused of murder. A good man like Silas gone. And Thorne, she smiles. Keller spat on the dusty ground. She wants Walker's claim. She wants that quartz. But why? Silas shook his head. I don't know, Keller, but I intend to find out. A shadow fell across them. Deputy Hayes, his face pale and drawn, hurried towards them. Blackwood, Keller, I need to speak with you. Can't it wait, Hayes? Keller growled, his hands clenched into fists. It concerns Hemlock, Hayes said, his voice trembling slightly. He's offered a confession. Silas felt a chill crawl down his spine. Confession? To what? To the assault on Cyrus, Hayes said. And to framing Walker. He claims he was working for someone else. Who? Silas demanded. Hayes hesitated, then whispered. He named Elara Thorne. The news hit Keller like a physical blow. He staggered backward, his face draining of colour. Lies, he roared. It's all lies. Thorne wouldn't. He's provided details, Hayes insisted, his voice barely audible. Details about the quartz, about its properties. He says Thorne believes it can amplify something. Something dangerous. Silas felt a familiar sense of dread wash over him. Thorne wasn't just after land or wealth. She was after something far more sinister. Suddenly a voice cut through the tense silence. Interesting developments, gentlemen. They turned to see Elara Thorne standing on her veranda, her expression unreadable. Her eyes, cold and piercing, seemed to penetrate their very souls. Mr. Hemlock's confession is unexpected, wouldn't you agree? Thorne said, her voice smooth and laced with an unsettling amusement. I assure you I have no knowledge of his allegations. Silas met her gaze. His eyes narrowed. Don't insult our intelligence, Thorne. We know you're behind this. Thorne simply smiled, a slow, deliberate curve of her lips that sent a shiver down Silas's spine. You accuse me of much, Mr. Blackwood, but I fear you are seeing shadows where there are only clouds. She turned and disappeared into her camp, leaving Silas and Keller staring after her, their hearts heavy with foreboding. That night Silas couldn't sleep. The image of Thorne's cold eyes haunted him. He walked up to the edge of town, seeking solace in the vastness of the desert. The moon cast long, eerie shadows across the landscape, and the air was thick with the scent of sagebrush and dust. As he stood there, a voice echoed in his mind, Nahka's words. A woman hides her heart, shrouded in shadows. The storm gathers on the horizon. Beware the woman of stone, for she carries a darkness within. He remembered Nahka's warning, the weight of her words pressing down on him. The woman of stone, Elara Thorne. He felt a sudden, jarring presence behind him. He whirled around to see Walker, his face bruised and swollen, but his eyes burning with a quiet intensity. I escaped, Walker said, his voice low and strained. They didn't watch me close enough. Silas felt a surge of relief, quickly tempered by a sense of caution. What are you doing out here, Walker? You should be safe in jail. I had to see you, Walker said, ignoring the question. She's after more than just the quartz, Silas. She's trying to awaken something. Awaken what? Silas pressed. Walker hesitated, as if struggling to articulate the words. An ancient power, dormant beneath this land. The quartz, it's a key, a conduit. Silas felt a wave of disbelief wash over him. Ancient power, conduit. It sounded like something out of a shaman's tale. Yet, coming from Walker, A man of quiet intelligence and unwavering integrity, it carried a chilling weight. She believes she can control it, Walker continued, his voice urgent. But she doesn't understand. It's beyond control. It will consume her, and it will consume us all. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, intricately carved stone. It shimmered with an inner light. This, Walker said, handing the stone to Silas as a ward. It will protect you from her influence. But it is only temporary. You need to find a way to stop her, Silas, before it's too late. Suddenly, a voice cut through the night air. So you escaped, did you, Walker? A rather foolish decision, wouldn't you agree? They both turned to see Elara Thorne standing on a nearby ridge, her silhouette stark against the moonlight. Her eyes gleamed with an unsettling mixture of amusement and fury. You cannot hide from me, Walker, Thorne said, her voice dripping with menace. Your little rebellion ends here. She raised her hand, and a wave of energy pulsed outward, throwing Walker backward. Silas felt a searing pain in his mind, and the ward stone grew hot in his hand. Silas, Walker yelled, struggling to his feet. "Oh, Nahka! She knows the true nature of the power!" Before Silas could respond, Thorne unleashed another wave of energy, engulfing Walker in a blinding light. He vanished, leaving Silas standing alone in the desert, the ward stone burning his hand, at the chilling words of a shaman echoing in his mind, "Beware the woman,"